Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It has been such a long time since I've actually filmed a sit down video, and if you can't tell by the title, I'm so excited to film this video. So as you can tell by the title, Dylan and I, if you don't know who Dylan is, he's my boyfriend, which he doesn't like being on camera, so that's why I'm filming this by myself, just because he, like I said, he doesn't like being on camera. And I'm also testing out some new lighting, so let me know if you guys like this lighting, don't like it. I know it's a little weird, but I'm testing out some new lighting. But Dylan and I adopted a puppy. So for today's video, I'm going to tell you like why we did it, just our experience so far, and you know, just like kind of like the story and stuff. So anyways, we adopted a puppy and I'm super excited. He actually is right here. So I'm gonna get started, kind of talk about like why we decided to adopt another dog, and just kind of, like I said, tell you our story. So for the longest time, we've had Sophie, and if you haven't seen Sophie in my vlogs, go watch some vlogs, because I do put her in a vlog every now and then. We've had Sophie for a while. She's turning 2 this year. On May 30th, she will be 2. Oh my gosh, I can't believe she's gonna be 2 years old. But Sophie loves to play. She plays like a puppy still. She plays all the time. She loves playing, and Dylan and I play with her as much as we can, and we send her to daycare as much as we can so she can interact with other people and other puppies and other dogs and stuff. So we do that, but there's always times where we're so busy, like where we're either at work or like during the school semester we had a lot of homework to do and things like that, where we couldn't always play with her. So she was like, she would always look lonely and bored, and she would just lay on the couch, and I would always feel so bad because I couldn't play with her all the time. I'd play with her as much as I could, but I couldn't play with her all the time. So Dylan and I have been wanting to adopt a dog for the longest time. We've been wanting to get her a playmate, and we just kind of got tired of waiting. And you know, Sophie clearly wanted someone to play with, which now I'm out of school for the summer and all, but I still work. So but we're kind of scared to get a new dog because Sophie is very, very anxious, and she's very protective over Dylan and I, and she loves to bark at people and bark at other dogs and things like that. So she's been going to daycare. That's kind of our way of getting her socialized. That was Sophie knocking over something. Anyways, we've been taking her to daycare and getting her socialized and trying to, and that's why we started taking her to daycare, so she could get socialized with other people and like realize that other people and other dogs aren't so bad, so that we could eventually, because we've taken her to parks before, but it's very hard to take her to the park because she sees somebody, and since she's so protective and anxious and everything, she likes to growl and bark at people. So she's been going to daycare to kind of get socialized and whatnot. So she's been going. She goes about once or twice a week. Anyways, I'm getting off track. So I talked to the people that take care of her at daycare. She loves them. Like anytime she sees them, she runs to them, like when I drop her off, and it's not like she's barking anymore at them. She's so used to them and she loves them. So I talked to them and I asked them if she had been socialized with other dogs yet, because I know she gets very anxious, and how she reacted and different things, because we had been interested in getting another dog. So one of the daycare ladies told us that she does interact well with the other dogs. She does not have interest in female dogs, but she loves playing with the male dogs, which I don't know why she doesn't have interest in female dogs. I don't know if it's because she's a female or what. I don't know what it is. That's when Dylan and I put it in our head that, okay, when we get a dog, we're gonna get a male dog, because obviously if she loves the male dogs, why would we get a female dog? So I started getting really like dog crazy, and like I had like dog fever. Like people have baby fever, I was having like dog fever, and I was looking on like the animal shelters websites and things like that to see like what dogs were in and stuff, and we didn't want to get a dog that we thought would grow up to be huge, because Sophie is basically grown, and I don't think she's gonna get any bigger, and she's not very big. She's like very medium sized. So we didn't want to get a dog that was gonna be like huge, and we didn't want to also get like a puppy that was like tiny, because then we'd have to wait for the puppy to grow, and Sophie loves to play, and we wanted someone that she could play with now. So we kind of had to narrow our options. Like I love all animals. I would happily adopt any dog, but this is just kind of, we were kind of doing this not only for us but for her, so we had to put her interest in mind too, and kind of get what was best for her, and we had to look for dogs that were best for her and would make a good fit for her. So, but I love all dogs, all sizes. Like when we were looking at we looked at 2 local shelters, and I also was looking at one that was also local, but we didn't go to that one. But I was looking at like their Facebook page, and we met this dog. He was a great Pyrenees, I think that's how you say it, don't quote me on that, and he was huge, but he was the sweetest dog, and I wanted to take him home so bad, but he was huge and Sophie's small, and it just, I didn't think it would work out. I wanted a dog that would be like I wanted a dog that would be similar in size to Sophie, if that makes any sense, so that when they play, one wasn't like super huge and like dominating her and or one wasn't like super small and she was dominating them, if that makes any sense. So I was looking at one of the local shelters and I found this dog. His name was Outlaw, and he was, I can't remember what he was. I think he was an American Bulldog and Terrier mix maybe. He was a black dog, and if I have the little screenshot of his little like thing, because I use Pet Finder, I use their Facebook page and I also use their Pet Finder. Pet Finder, you can find any kind of dog like near you, or cat, or whatever animal you're searching for. If I can find like a picture of him or anything, then I will put it right here. But I found him and I was kind of set on him. Like I was like, I want this dog. And Dylan was like, okay, we'll go meet him, and then if we like him, then we'll adopt him. So I went to that shelter after work one day and I met Outlaw. He was the cutest dog, sweetest dog. He was a little small, but he wasn't too small. Like he was a puppy, but he was like, I think 3 months old maybe. So he wasn't like super duper small. So I met him and I fell in love with him, and I was like, we have to get this dog. But Dylan also wanted to meet the dog. It was just me there at that time. Dylan also wanted to meet the dog, so I obviously like respected that he wanted to meet the dog because it was both of our decisions. It wasn't just mine. So he said, okay, we'll go after I get off work. So I met him back up at the shelter after work, and we were basically set. Dylan was pretty set on getting him too after what I told him about Outlaw. And we get there and we go to find him and we can't find him. So somebody had Outlaw in the bonding room, and I cried. They adopted him, actually. The people ended up adopting him, which is a good thing. I'm glad he got adopted, but I cried because I had my heart set on him. I cried all, like, for the rest of the night. I was crying because I really, really liked him. So I kind of had to put my feelings aside, even though I did want Outlaw. He was a great dog, super sweet. I had to put my feelings aside because, again, this is for Sophie, so I had to kind of put my feelings aside to find her someone to get along with and have a playmate and stuff. Like, I was very excited to get another dog also, but again, we wanted to do this for Sophie. Like, not be selfish, but put her feelings first, if that makes any sense. So we really did want to get her another dog. So I kept looking and I kept looking, and the shelter that I went to, the next shelter, there's 3 different shelters. The next shelter that I went to, I think they're very understaffed, and they didn't like really have much on their Facebook, or they didn't have anything on Pet Finder, so I couldn't really see like any of the dogs that they had because I think they were so understaffed that they weren't able to update like their Pet Finder and social media pages and things like that. So I didn't know what I was walking into, so I went over there to look at the animals, and that is when I met our dog. And so I met our dog, and then I also met a couple of other dogs that were males, and I also met some very cute female dogs too. They were so sweet. All of them were so sweet, and something just stuck out to me about him, and like I couldn't stop thinking about him. So I met him, and then Dylan and I went and met him that same night, and then I kept thinking about him and kept thinking about him, and then I went back a couple of days later and adopted him. So now I'm going to introduce you to our dog. Come here, buddy. We just adopted him last Thursday, and today's Monday, so we have not had him very long at all. We're still kind of potty training him and getting him used to everything. He's still a little nervous to be here. But him and Sophie are getting along a lot better than I thought they would. I thought Sophie would be kind of crabby towards him at first because she is an only dog, and it's like kind of when you're an only sibling and you get a younger sibling and you're jealous and you don't like that sibling. If most people, I don't know, some people love their siblings, some people didn't like their siblings when they first got them. I thought that's how Sophie was going to be. I thought she was going to be kind of mean towards him, didn't want anything to do with him. And she was for the first day. She was very, very like, this is my space, why are you here? But then I think after the second day, maybe she realized that he wasn't going anywhere, so she kind of started warming up to him. They're very good friends now, like very good playmates. They do kind of, Sophie kind of gets a little mad at him every now and then, gets kind of like back in that territorial space and whatnot, but not as bad as like it was on the first day. And I didn't think Sophie would warm up that fast. I was like, in my head, I was expecting it to take like months for Sophie to warm up. I'm very, very like proud of her, very happy, and I just kind of want to give you guys some advice if you are, because our puppy he's a husky mix. That's what it said on his little card. I'm not really like for sure what all he's mixed with, but it said he's a husky mix. He's 4 months old, so he is still a puppy, but he's not like a newborn. He's 4 months old, so he's like very perfect size. He's a little smaller than Sophie, but once he grows a little bit, I think they're going to be close to the same size, which is really nice. His name is Asher, but we call him Ash for short, so A-S-H. super cute name, and I came up with it. Dylan named Sophie, and so he wanted me to name this dog, and I had the hardest time. It took me a day and a half to name him. We were calling him Buddy for the first day and a half because I could not think of a name for him, and I almost named him Buddy because I couldn't think of a name, and that's what I was calling him, and I was like, he's gonna think his name is Buddy. But his name is Ash, and I just kind of want to give you guys some advice. I know I'm kind of like going everywhere. When I think of something, I think of all these different tangents and like start talking about this and this and this, but I just kind of want to give you guys some advice. When you get a puppy, or really any dog that's like from the shelter, like when you adopt a dog or you move a dog from one house to another, if you like get one on Facebook, or just if you get a dog in general, you have to be very, very patient with them, especially puppies. That's my phone. Puppies pee a lot, and I did a lot of research before adopting him. Like I did tons of research, so I knew what I was walking into. I wasn't like going into this blindsided. And from what I researched, puppies have small bladders and they can't hold in their urine and stuff as long as like bigger dogs like Sophie can. So we first got him, we were taking him out. You know, he knows how to use the bathroom outside and everything, but he still kind of uses the bathroom inside a little bit because we try to take him every hour, but sometimes like even before the hour he's using the bathroom again. So it's been a messy adventure for the past few days, and like I said, my advice to you is to definitely have a lot of patience. You have to have a lot of patience. We also, when Sophie was little and she was a puppy, we had the problem of her eating all the cat food out of the cat bowls. She doesn't do that anymore. She's learned that the cat food is not hers, but now we're having the same problem with Ash. He's eating the cat food and he's not really eating his food. He is kind of eating his food, but he wants to eat the cat food more, so we kind of have to teach him, hey, cat food's not yours either, and that's kind of a challenge. So I just recommend, I don't want to tell you how to take care of your puppy. I'm gonna do my thing, you do your thing, but my biggest piece of advice is if you adopt a puppy, you have to have a lot of patience because they are a lot of work, especially if you have a second dog. You also have to, if you adopt a second dog and you already have a dog, you also really have to respect that first dog, respect her boundaries. If she doesn't want to go near him, don't make her go near him or her. If you get two females or two males, you can't make your first dog go near your second dog. If that dog does not want to, you kind of have to let them do their own thing. That's what we did with Sophie and Ash. We kind of let them do their own thing. We didn't make Sophie go near him, and we didn't make him go near Sophie. Also, with your first dog, make sure, like when we adopted Ash, we knew he was going to be a handful, but we also knew that we couldn't neglect Sophie and not show her any attention. You have to be willing to show both dogs attention, because if you show your new dog attention and you don't show your old dog attention, I say old dog, but I'm saying like the adopted dog and then the dog you already had. So when we adopted Ash, we knew we had to show Sophie as much attention as we do him, and that's super important because you don't want your first dog, in our case Sophie, we didn't want her thinking that we were getting this dog to replace her, or that we were getting this dog because we didn't care about her, because that wasn't the case at all. We had to show her that he's a good dog, he's good, he's not bad, he's your playmate, you have fun with him. We had to show her that. You just have to be very, very patient. That's all I'm gonna say, is just be very, very patient. But I'm gonna show you guys Ash. If I can get him to come over here, he's laying down. Ash, come here. So sweet, so loving, and I think I do believe, I know that I really wanted Outlaw, but I do believe that things worked out for a reason, and there was a reason that Outlaw, unfortunately, we were not able to adopt him, but we were able to adopt Ash, and I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm so glad that we were able to adopt Ash, because I couldn't imagine trading him or like not having him. Even though we've only had him for a few days, like I love him so much, and I could not imagine not having him, so I'm very glad things worked out the way they did. So he's kind of scared because I picked him up, but this is Ash, or Asher, but Ash for short. This is what he looks like. They say he's a husky mix. Again, I'm not like 100% sure if he is even husky or what he's mixed with. He's so sweet, a little scared. He's got on his cute little blue collar, but this is what he looks like, and he's very, very sweet. I love expressing my feelings about the animal shelter because I love the animal shelter. But since Ash is being very shy, I'm gonna include some pictures of him, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, I had so much fun filming this. It's been a long time since I filmed sit-down videos, and since school is out, expect more videos over the summer and more sit-down videos and stuff. And I hope you guys like this background. I really, really like it, and I don't know if I like this close-up angle, but I guess we'll see. But enjoy the pictures of Ash, and again, patience, adopt, don't shop, and I hope you all enjoyed. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos. I do vlog a lot. Check out those vlogs. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. you.